Okay, so we've got Margaret has a large doll's house, okay, with an irregular staircase, and the staircase has horizontal steps and vertical rises, and it says that the angle of rise is measured from the horizontal upwards. So you can see how it's pointed in that diagram then, the angle of rise. Sometimes the angle of rise is called the angle of elevation. Okay, so look out for those terms. Okay, so if you think about it, elevation means to go up, isn't it? Like an elevator, a lift. It means to go up. And like rise, isn't it? It goes up. So we're looking sort of upwards there to see what that angle is. Okay, that's what it means by angle of rise. You know, if you were at the bottom of the stairs, and you sort of tilted your eyes upwards, okay, to see at the top of the stairs, that will be your angle of rise. That's what you're tilting your eyes at that angle to see the top of the stairs, right? Or angle of elevation, as I said, okay? So then we've got this set up here for the bottom step on the staircase. It says it's 28 millimeters deep, the horizontal here, and then the vertical rise is 12. So it says use trigonometry to calculate the angle of rise of the bottom step. In other words, we want this angle here. Yeah, that's what we want. Now it's quite small, that diagram. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to draw that triangle slightly larger so I can sort of label sides in. Label sides such as the hypotenuse, the opposite, adjacent, and so on, right? So that's right angle clearly, yeah, okay, because these are horizontal, that's vertical. This is 28 here, okay, millimeters, and this is 12 millimeters here, and I want this angle. Now let's call this angle x, right? You know, we'll call it x. You can call it anything you want, but we'll call it x. And of course, with SOHCAHTOA then, okay, that's going to be a hypotenuse, yeah, okay, because it's sort of opposite your right angle. Longer side, and then of course this side then is the opposite the angle, okay, that we were trying to work out, and then you've got your adjacent here. Now we write out your SOHCAHTOA, okay, we write out SOHCAHTOA, and then we identify which two sides we're going to use. Now we're going to use O and A, right? We'll use O and A because they've given me O and A, and ignore H. So O and A, the one with O and A in is tan, yeah? That one there. So we've got tan of the angle. Now, you've got to put tan of something, right? You've always got to put tan sine cos of the angle. In this case, is x, okay? So tan of the angle x. And if we follow that order then, O over A, right? O over A. Now, O is 12 and A is 28. Okay, so we've got that there. So tan x is 12 over 28. Now to get the angle, right, to get x on its own, what you've got to do is, you've got to like take the tan, just the tan over the other side now, leave the x where it is, leave the angle where it is, take the tan over, but when we take the tan over, you've got to do tan to the minus 1, alright? You've got to do tan to the minus 1 of that fraction, and it's really easy to do that on your calculator. So what you do then is, you get your calculator here, the tan button is there, right, but I don't want tan, I want tan to the minus 1. So what I do is I press shift tan, and if you press shift tan, it comes up then as tan to the minus 1. Press the fraction button, 12 over, 12, let's write that right, 12 over 28, and then we get my angle, and that comes out to be 23, and we put it to one decimal place, 23.2 degrees, okay, so that's the angle there of rise. Now part 2 then, it says the second step in the staircase is 34 millimeters deep, and there's the same angle of rise. Use trigonometry to calculate the vertical rise of the second step. So again, let's just do another sketch here, okay, just to help us exactly to work out exactly what they want. Okay. Now the good thing is the angle of rise is the same, so I can write in there 23.2. I know this side is 34, but I want now the vertical rise. Okay, so this is what I want. So maybe this time I'll call this. Call it x again if you want, right? Or maybe a different letter this time. Maybe we'll call it y. Okay, call it anything you want. And again, let's label the side. So hypotenuse there, yeah, opposite the right angle. Opposite then the angle. So that's the O there because it's opposite the angle we've got. And of course the adjacent there next to those angles. Now in this case, right, I want O, don't I? I want O. So I want that side there, and I know A. So O and A. So again, okay, I believe it's going to be tan, isn't it? Okay, tan, yeah? So tan of the angle, 23.2, will equal O, which is, I called it y, over then a, which is 34. And then to get y, all I've got to do, of course, then is take the 34 over and multiply, and I get my y. Okay, so straight away on my calculator, 34 times tan, 23.2, and I get my height then to be 14 point, one decimal place, 14.6 millimeters.